Carolyn, and thanks to all the ARCS women. I am so blown away by what you do every year. And I know you could have chosen many different good causes that need help, but you have chosen to advance science and technology research. And it's an incredibly visionary thing to do. Tell you, I think if you want to have an impact in the world, if you want to change things for the better, maybe you are inspired by a family member who's suffering of a terrible disease. Maybe you have a kid with autism. Maybe you're inspired by the opportunity of technology to transform medicine. Maybe you're worried about the environment. You're worried about the state of our oceans and about the loss of biodiversity. Whatever it is that you're worried about, there are many things. There are two things you can do. Number one is you can come to Georgia Tech or to Emory or to University of Georgia or to Morehouse and study and become a researcher. You can do that. Some are shaking their head. But the second best thing you can do, if you're not in a position to do that, is to help someone else who's willing to do that. Someone else who's willing to dedicate their life to advancing science and technology and to come up with solutions that can literally change the world. And that's why I'm blown away by the ARCS women, because you have seen that before anybody else. You know that if you want to change the world, some of the best things you can do is to empower those with the capacity to do research. And I'll tell you why your scholarships to all these young researchers matter. Number one is because doing science, you don't do science for the money, trust me. It's not, I mean, you don't make a vow of poverty, but you are giving up on much better economic opportunities in the business world. If you don't come from a wealthy family, even if you are motivated to do science, there are many opportunities to one day to wake up, don't get any ideas, guys, but to one day wake up and say, you know, I think I'm going to take that job offer from Google and have a more comfortable life. It takes a lot of vocation to work on this, but sometimes it is a few $1,000s that can derail a career of someone who may be able to come up with the next cure for Alzheimer's. Someone who may produce the next RNA vaccine for the next pandemic that we suffer. And sometimes the difference is just a few $1,000s. And that's what the ARCS women do. It's like, stay doing your science. Here's the few $1,000s to keep you doing what you're doing. The second great reason why what you do matters a huge deal, and Justin from Morehouse, you articulated it beautifully. When you're in the lab and you're going through tough times, experiments that don't work, the data that come wrong, you have many days of frustration. When you get that scholarship, you feel like there's someone telling you, we care about you. We care about what you're doing. What you're doing is important. Stick to it. Not only you're funding them, you're showing up at Georgia Tech on an evening to come and listen to the research. And what you're doing today is you are telling these researchers, we care about you. We care about your science. Keep doing what you're doing. We need you to do widely successful. So you put all that together, and that's why I am, as I said, blown away by the vision of the ARCS women. I mean, you could not be doing anything more impactful. I was once upon a time a researcher myself. I was a grad student right here. In fact, Beth and I met as grad students. And some of you may get a PhD and a spouse from Georgia Tech or from the other universities. We have a reputation of doing this a little harder at Morehouse, I understand. If you don't have the family backing, if you don't have, I mean, that scholarship is what really makes a difference. So for all of those reasons, I'm just going to say thank you. Thanks to the donors, to the ARCS women, to the corporate donors, and thanks to the researchers. We care about you. We care about your research. We want you to keep going at it. Okay, so thank you all very much, and let's keep celebrating the power of science to change the world. Thank you.